Ireland Rugby 13, the Springboks 24. If you took someone who doesn't really watch rugby that much or haven't watched rugby anytime or any day in their lives, and you had to explain this match to them, it was gonna be difficult. And the reason was it was a scramble. Like, it was a mess, especially the first half of the match. It was a mess. Yellow cards, red card. It was it was confusing. It was confusing as to what was happening. But my realization was Ireland came into this match, and Andre Farrel wanted his boys to play like a typical Ireland rugby when they play the Springboks. He wanted to use that physicality by which the Springboks will never back down when you want to use the muscles against them, because that's what they are made for, you know. But Ireland was trying to be a typical Ireland playing the Springboks. And the Springboks haven't been to Dublin since when? 2022. And they came into this match, and a win was a must, you know. Because Rassie Erasmus as a coach haven't really won in Ireland in his career as a coach. So a win for him, it was a must, and a win is what he got, you know. Because what I realized, Ireland didn't really have a discipline in the first half. So many yellow cards flying, and they could have been more uh, yellow cards given to the Ireland side, especially in the second half, because they got what they got in the first half. But in the second half, I felt like some of those tackles, some of those fouls could have resulted in more yellow cards. But hey, the Springboks played a great game, and I think Sacha Freinberg-Mngomezulu, consistently we are witnessing a player at his very best. He's in that superstar mode right now. He's living in his Brian Habana era. He can take the ball, he can run with the ball, and no one catches him. And like I said last time, that he still has to perfect this game. He's a player who's still growing. He's a player who's consistently going up with his performance, and kudos to Rassie and the technical team for trying to perfect the boy. He's becoming great, 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 great. Yeah. And Grant Williams is one of those who also had a great game. Peter Steph-Du Toit, great game. And that first try by Grant Williams, it was something else. It was something to watch. It was something to rejoice over as a Springbok supporter. After scoring that try, and he runs a little bit to the island supporters and signaling to them that, shh, keep quiet, we are here. But I don't think Rassie Erasmus was happy, especially with the first Ireland try, the only try actually that they scored in this match, because of now Ireland, they are 2 men down, and Springboks are conceding a try. How do you concede a try with a team that is 2 men down? I think when they got to the changing room, he must have gave them his piece. He must give Rassie must have given the boys his piece. And because we know him, we see the changing room footages consistently from SuperSport and the Springboks TV, that he's giving them his piece whenever shit hit the fan. So it must have been one of those, because that was, I don't know what was it with the defense from the Springbok, but it wasn't clinical. It wasn't something to be proud of. Course, how do you consider when the opposition are 2 men down and you've been controlling the game over and over and over again? But hey, not taking anything away from the Springboks, they had an amazing game, especially playing away in Aviva Stadium. It's not easy to get a win against Ireland at home. But the Springboks have been in a near perfect era when it comes to this Quilters Autumn Nations series. They've been in their near perfect, and I'm very happy to see a Springbok team that is growing, a Springbok team that is mixed with the older generation and the newer generation coming in and doing their thing. Like I said, Sacha is doing his thing, Grant Williams is doing his thing, Ketley Aranza is also doing his thing. Steph-Du Toit, my favorite player, man. You can't write him off. You can never write him off. He's always playing his game, making the team click, making sure the team clicks. And another player that I was proud of, especially in the last 10 minutes of the game, was RG's Neymar. He was one of He was one of those players who ensured that the Springboks don't concede any try in those dying minutes, because he was one of those halls that the island kept going, and they kept going at it, and they kept going without breaking through. And that's I think that's a typical Springbok thing. When they defend, they will let you hit that hole, man. They know at some point you're gonna get tired. They know at some point you're gonna get exhausted. So at the very end, in the dying minutes of the game, maybe the last 10 minutes to the last 5 minutes, you can see an island team that has grown into the match, an island team that is trying to catch the Springboks on the break, an island team that is looking for that try, but it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be, because they kept on hitting that hole, and that hole is very, very tough to break. The Springbok hole is very, very tough to break, especially when the game is about to end. That's when the discipline comes. We could see a Springbok team that is trying to maintain that discipline at the back, and what a game, man. This is one of those games that like one has to rewatch it over and over and over again to sort of like understand it perfectly, because it was something else. This has to be one of those, I don't know, if I can give you maybe the top 2 or the top 3 matches, this has to be there. This match has to be there in the Quiltas Nation series. This match has to be there, man. But shout out to the Springboks, shout out to Uncle Rassie. This has been a great autumn series for the Springboks. Went to Twickenham, went to Paris, went to Dublin. It's been a series of bloodbath. They've been doing their thing, man. They've been slaughtering. They've been man. So yeah, shout out to Ireland for giving the Springboks a great game. They gave the Springboks their run for the money, but it wasn't meant to be, and it was not gonna happen. Especially when you look at the first half, you can already tell that Ireland are very lost in this match. But coming from the changing room, they try to maintain that discipline, and they try to be composed, and they try to attack the Springboks. So many penalties. And the thing that I've realized again, about Ireland, is that they are also feeling when it comes to their scrums. They are, but that's the Springboks thing. It's not easy to scrum against the Springboks. It is never easy. So I blame them, yet I don't blame them, Ireland, for feeling their scrums, man. But the Springboks made it easy. This match when it comes to scrums reminded of that match against Japan. Where the Springboks made the scrums looks very easy for themselves, like very easy. I don't know, it was Ireland or it was the Springboks who were very tough, but hey. So yeah, the Springboks 24, Ireland 23. That's how the match ended in Dublin, in Aviva Stadium. And yeah,